Okay, today we are going to do word activity 3 and word activity 4. I'm going to start with word activity 3, so put your eyes up here, don't touch your computers, have your notes out, all that good stuff. So what it's going to ask you to do is create a title that's a little bit larger. So I just did that by highlighting it, changing the font and the font size. Then you typed your list of items of 5 things, whatever your choice was. Places to visit, top 5 movies, whatever it is. Just make sure it's school appropriate. Then one of the things that's going to ask you to do is change the spacing after to 0 point and change the line spacing to single space. This is something you might want to write down because it's a 2-step process. So the first step is under the Home tab. You change the line spacing to 1.0, that's single spacing. But if you notice, it still doesn't look like it's totally single spaced, does it? So what we need to do next is highlight, go to page layout, and you're going to change the page layout to 0 point. So everybody see how that happened? The page layout after needs to be changed to 0 point. So in order to change it to single spacing, you have to do 2 things. You have to make sure the line spacing is at 1, and then you have to make sure that there's no spacing before or after, and you do that here on the page layout. If you want to click on this paragraph, this little bitty gray arrow right there, does everybody see that? It'll bring up a dialog box, and you can do that here, spacing before, after, and line spacing too. There's always different ways to do it. You can even right-click and go to paragraph if that's the way you choose to do it. I don't care what way you do it, just as long as you get it to single spacing. Then it's going to ask you to copy and paste with 3 lines in between. I want you to have a total of 4. The first one you're just going to leave like this. And the rest of this is all in your directions except for like what you need to do to each one. Then the second one you're going to go to Home and you're going to insert a bullet. Okay, so that's the bullet button right here. Then it's going to ask you to do the numbering. The numbering is the key right next to there where it says 1, 2, 3. If you notice, there's options here for Roman numerals, uppercase, lowercase, periods, different ways to format it. So if you're having to do it for an outline, for a report for a class, and your teacher wants it a certain way, numbered a certain way in that, you can do that here. The last one it asks you to do is top 5 places to visit with a custom. To do a custom one, you come up here and you can go to the bullet library and choose one of these. Or if you have something special that you've saved in your H drive, so let's say I've saved a picture in my H drive that I want to be my bullet. I can click here, go to Define New Level, go to Picture, and any picture that I've saved in my H drive I can access and pull up as a bullet. Now, would some of them look good as a bullet? Probably not. So you just say Import. And where would I import from on these computers? Your H drive, right? So if I go down to my H drive, it's going to pull up any picture that I've ever saved. So if I want it to be these Panthers, I can say Add. And once the Panthers are added, there it is. Select it and say OK. And now all my bullets are little Panthers. They're sort of hard to see, so that might not be the best choice. So any picture you have in your H drive, you can access and create as a bullet too, so that's an option. Okay? Then the last thing that it wants you to do is it wants you to decrease your indent here. You decrease your indent with the button next to the bullets that has the black lines with the blue arrow pointing left. This is decrease your indent, and this is increase your indent. So that increases it, this decreases it. And this is all on your Home tab right now. So all of these bullets are under here. So if we make this large right now, this is all under this paragraph section. Our bullets from right here Is our decreasing or increasing our indentations? Everybody's eyes up here, please. Thank you. Okay, so that's pretty much the new stuff for word activity 3. Word activity 4 is quite simple. Word activity 4 asks you to open up something from the R drive. So that's what it's first going to do, is say open America's Got Talent from the R drive. You're going to go to File, Open, and then you're going to go to the very bottom where it says R. You're going to select the R drive. When you do that, what's going to turn up is this. You're going to choose My Folder, 7th grade. And what am I supposed to be opening? Anybody remember? America's Got Talent. So once I open this, I'm going to think about it for a minute. It might come up, so it's not the view you want. Just throw it over to the right. Okay, and so this is the document you're going to work with. So you don't have to totally recreate this document. You're going to open this document this time. Okay? Then, once you get here, it's going to ask you just basically to do two things. One is a spell check, and 2 is to use the thesaurus to replace all of these gray highlighted words over here. So, spell check. It's under the Review tab and the spell check button. You can either change it here, or if you want to close it and you want to right-click on a word and change it that way, that's cool too. Whatever works for you. Then the second thing it wants you to do is use the thesaurus to change the word winner first. So we go highlight the word winner. You can right-click and go to synonyms and find something here. Or you can go to the Review tab and click on the thesaurus button. Now just make sure that you're using, like if it's a noun, for like champion, that would work, right? If I had, could you be the next success? Well, that one doesn't work as well. So make sure you use a word that works well in the sentence. So select champion and just say insert. Now you've replaced that word. And so you would go and you would highlight the next one it wants you to do is star. So you go highlight. You can right click on this one, go to synonyms and choose something here, or you can go to the thesaurus. I have to say the thesaurus. I'm having trouble with that today. Okay? And so word activity 4 is pretty simple. That's all you have to do. Where are we going to save all of these? H drive. And when are we going to turn these in? Friday. Fridays is usually going to be our turn-in day. Can that change some days of the week? Sure. But on average, we're going to do our work, save it in our H drive, and then there'll be a turn-in day usually towards the end of the week. Okay? Sound good to everybody? So if you haven't finished word activity 2, that's what you're going to do first. You're going to pull that up from your H drive, finish that. Then you'll move on to 3, and then on to 4. Okay?